You got to continue this, continue to execute on this side, stay locked in.
Yeah, Steph looking at about 25 minutes, 26 minutes, played 13 in the first half. They're going to ramp him up, but kind of keep an eye on it with having the 4 games this week.
Right on pace. Draymond set that screen. That's an offensive foul. Carter crashed it.
So starting the half, Pajemski with Draymond, Melton, Malachi Leones, and Pat Spencer. Then Carter Renault, a little high screen roll. Nick Clifford. Pajemski trying to fight over that screen. And then Clifford will draw the foul.
Him just trying to keep everything in the paint tough for the Kings. Did we just go glass just now?
I was going to wait for you to say that.
What in the world?
That pass a little far for Malachi Leones. You know, we saw Steph and Seth sitting on the bench, right? Seth Curry grabbed both jerseys from the game.
Of course.
And he said, they're in my man cave. So the media thought, what else is in your man cave? He's like,
I can't divulge.
I'm not telling
no,
you.
Why would he? He said he's been smart. He's been collecting some good stuff.
Yeah, don't say what you got.
It makes a lot of sense.
Renault scoring inside for the Kings in this first minute. Coming out of the halftime locker room, efficient.
These rookies are rambunctious. That'll make it tough on Renault inside. It's not easy. He is 7-1.
Lakers on Thursday, Kings in Sacramento Friday, Clippers in LA on Sunday. That'll wrap up the regular season. Malachi Leones, and there's where the right hand, he'll say it's feeling just palpable there, you know? All because of the Azubuike jersey. Looking for a scene. His jumper looks good today.
Really good.
5 of 6, he's got 14.
You see that little swaggy back pedal after that one? That shows you he's feeling good.
You know what that was? I did the halftime interview with Fitz and Glennon. I'm bottoming that jumper, okay. No problem.
We're just giving ourselves too much credit.
Renault. Renault's got good touch. Got it from everywhere.
I like his game. Draymond's finding out. He's gaining Draymond Green's respect.
Pajemski to the cutting Leone and laying it up and in.
And that's how Maxime Renault, we've been giving him so much credit on the offensive side. He lost sight of Malachi Leone's cut, move without the ball. I always say that, drive from one side, cut from the other. It's always a great idea.
Good strong finish, Precious Achiuwa. There's another guy who's a serviceable big that could help teams.
Really athletic.
Plays very hard.
Uses that big body and you get offensive. And it's hard to get perfectly stationary, so maybe you can say Malachi Leones wasn't.
After Sunday, you'll have the officials cut down to the playoff officials as Renault misses that 3. And so, the postseason, it's a big honor. And then on to the semis and the finals and the whole bit.
We've seen a lot of the points of emphasis. The officials have been working on that all season. It's fluid.
Pat Spencer got picked by Clifford. Nick Clifford laying it up and in. No. Offensive foul. Pajemski got there. And you had him fly into Pajemski a little bit off to the side, but Brandon didn't slide over to catch that body.
As long as Pajemski's not moving.
Correct. And then Brandon pays it off with a layup. So established legal guarding position before the player begins the upward shooting motion, and that's how it's called on the floor. That's how it stayed. Challenge unsuccessful. Kings are done with challenges for the night.
Pajemski's still killing it on both sides. He worked with Charles Bassey on that last one. Got to the rim.
Kevin Carter at the elbow. Malachi Leones with a long defender. Couldn't get anything up there. Shot clock at 1. Achiuwa beat the buzzer. Did well to hit iron, and an offensive rebound by Clifford. And then knocked away by Bassey and Melton. Warriors in the break. Pajemski spaced out to the corner. No need to shoot that early 3.
Bassey was open inside for a split second.
He got the foul. There's been better decision making.
Just low, just stay away from it. But Bassey just held his ground in there, just made it tough for Achiuwa, and that made it to where Anthony Melton could get his hands in there, get the steal.
Pajemski finding Melton for 3. Off iron there. Carter with the rebound. Double-digit Warrior lead. Seth Curry is coming to the scorer's table. Malachi Leones played the D
against the smaller guard. Quickness.
Malachi lateral. That's Spencer early 3. Bassey trying to guide it home. Malachi Leones gives back another opportunity. Little bumper car move. Get to that fadeaway, but this time short Bassey. Third opportunity.
He's active in there.
It's fun to play with Charles Bassey. Just keep getting extra opportunities, and then they pay it off.
You have to reward him. Look at him screaming, too. He is hype. That's that step-through wingspan. You saw it there. It didn't even look like he had to jump too high.
So Bassey, 10 and 8.
He got behind Achiuwa. Achiuwa was just so worried about Anthony Melton. He stayed up a little too high.
Yeah, 15 second chance points to 0. As you saw that flash on the screen. And Bassey, big part of it. Killian Hayes, shot clock at 1. Spencer moved his feet to beat the buzzer. That is great Warrior defense. 24-second violation.
It's talking out the switches. It's like, you can anticipate it too. Both guys know it's probably going to happen, especially with like-sized guys.
And you always hear coaches say we need to talk more on defense, so everybody's on the same page of what are we doing. Clock at 5. Dangerous skip pass. Not the one there. Killian Hayes has always been a pretty good defender. That was a nice steal. And he will draw the foul.
And you can thank Cardwell for that one there. Work, then you can kick it back out. Then the openings are there instead of just trying to skip past where everybody's able to stay home. And he knows that.
You know, we were finishing a conversation for Draymond, the back line. So if Bassie is a big talker, that would be helpful too. That's a way to fit in.
That's it. I was about to say, look at this group. So who's the talker out here? It's got to be everybody, but you definitely want the big talking. Al Horford.
Because the big can see everything in front of him, but he's the back line of the defense.
What a guy to mentor you. You get Bassie, his Warriors turn over again.
Hey, Killian Hayes been in the passing lane. And Pat Spencer saved the lane. Took it away from Caldwell, but still King's ball.
And Pat Spencer was able to... That Pat Spencer had where he tried to skip it. Driving can limit your turnovers as well, because it makes defenders react, and the passing lanes become more visible.
Renaud, he missed the short one, got his own rebound. Maxime Renaud, 15 and 5, and just continuing his excellent play that's gone on for a couple months. Pajemski thought he was hitting the face there, and
He really has to attack that rehab.
yeah, Rick Celebrini will be working with him. Curry finding Bassie, and there's GP2 to clean it up. I said Moses, 8th best three-point shooter for guys that took 6 or more threes this year. Heavy volume three-point shooters. He was top 8 in the NBA, a career best over 40% on threes this year.
And speaking of guys sitting out for a while and coming back in a big way, that Dallas game, he was on. He was playing insanely well.
Well, Moses is 23 years old. He's not heard the last of Moses Moody. It's Killian Hayes stepping in there and then drawing the foul.
No, he's coming back.
This year, the step forward by Moody as well as Guy Santos and Pajemski. Bassie blocking Renaud.
Look how active he is in there. And that's 7'3" wingspan again.
That's Spencer's got an open wing 3. Ricochets to Killian Hayes. Seth Curry broke up that even Quentin Post. Bassie is that bouncy big there. That's kind of fun.
And I said he has a high motor.
He does. Oh, absolutely. Good defense, Seth Curry on Killian Hayes there.
Draymond boxed out and got the rebound.
The Curry brothers are in together. Seth passed up the 3. Got it back to Pat. Didn't catch it cleanly. But knocked out of bounds. It's Warrior ball.
High IQ. Knows how to play off.
That's one of my favorite Warrior inbounds. The inbounder gets the screen and gets rewarded.
Yeah, just got to use it well. Draymond's the perfect candidate to make that pass in there.
I call that the Wiggins. He used to run that with Angel all the time.
They ran with Jimmy a lot.
They did. Cycling around, Plowden, that high arcing 3, and Renaud with the rebound. GP2 knocked it away.
All these bigs think they can take GP2 inside. He's tricky.
Steph missing that 3.
In the last game we did, GP2 worked around another big and stole one.
Wow. Guided home by Cardwell.
Well, that's always smiling. So if he snatches your headband, you're probably not as mad as if someone else does it.
40 remaining in the third. Killian Hayes will launch that 3. So Killian Hayes, he comes in and you see 29% from the field and 25% on threes, and then you watch him play. He's 5 of 8 tonight.
They're just all playing with nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Steph cutting back door, finding Pat Spencer, corner 3. Got it!
Steph Curry is like, yep, I did that. He's working against Renaud, working without the ball, using his quickness. Obviously, Renaud can't stay with him, and someone else had to help pick it out. He's so unselfish.
Killian Hayes missing there. And the Warriors are aware of that inbound play. Steph threw that away, though.
He made a great defensive play.
Wow, hammering that down.
Decisive offensively. Make sure you're driving the full court press. Doug McDermott missed the 3, but Achua got the rebound.
So Achua.
Okay, the Kings are energized.
Yeah, they are.
You can tell, like, they haven't won a lot of games this season. They see an opportunity. They want to take the bull by the horn here. You got to keep them from doing it, as obviously Steph is going to start on the bench and probably come in around 6 minutes again.
Jeffsky. He took a little bump there. Was waiting for a whistle that never came, and Nate Clifford kept on playing, putting it up and out. And the Kings, Cardwell, you've got a brand new ball game.
You can see it. The Kings are moving at a different speed.
The 16-point Warrior lead is gone
To start this quarter.
13 unanswered by Sacramento.
They're getting that work right now.
Pajemski this time will.
Cornbread is coming to Splash.
You know what they should have at Splash? Xfitting is the same price for the next 5 years.
Everybody wants consistency, something they can rely on.
Brandon Pajemski's relying on his free throwing. He's 4 of 4. Career best 78%. Potts has 15 to lead the Warriors right now. Nate Clifford working on Melton. Off iron there. But Cardwell, now he grabbed the rim to save himself. That's not basket interference there because that was a safety issue. As long as 2 Warriors below him.
As long as you grab in the rim, doesn't affect the ball flight.
Correct.
You can grab it.
But it's not a technical is what I was trying to say. Obviously he grabbed the rim, but that was for treating the land on 2 Warriors. Shot clock at 3. The Kings are defending at a huge rate. Not missing that 3 pass. He kept it alive. But then McDermott, quickest man to the ball.
The Kings are flying around making multiple efforts.
Nate Clifford, they get to the line with a chance to tie it.
Ladies. Okay. Well, Warriors are 16 and 20 in clutch games. Nate Clifford missed.
So Clifford, 2 years at Colorado State. He was the 24th pick in this last year's draft. 1 of 2 from the line, so a 1-point game.
He's had 15 or more points in 3 of his last 4 games.
I'm telling you, Killian Hayes is playing some D tonight. We've seen the offense. He's had a good game. Finally knows and trying to find GP2. And those are the ones you
Kept going. That might have been a completed pass.
Clifford now spinning and Malafai blocking that out of bounds.
He's been doing this. He's good enough to shed this guy.
He was an elite defender in college. McDermott missing there, but Chua coming up with it, kicking it back out to McDermott for 3.
He's not the guy. Those second chance points, those dagger threes, it's a great time to shoot threes after they get an offensive rebound.
So the Kings have come from 16 down. Jensky, Cardwell's been very good. Got him up in the air and then he clumped.
He's got that Kentucky jersey power.
No matter what,
Yeah.
he's going to play through anything.
He doesn't even feel it.
The toughness level for Brandon Pajemski is off the charts. He's got 17 tonight.
That's how you know he's in it. He's in that flow state.
And 6 of 6 free throwing.
My shoulder pad has fallen off. Nobody cares.
Keep complimenting Pods, getting better and better from the line. Step back for Killian Hayes, rimming that out. Rebound. Melton unable to save it. Pat Spencer headed the other way. Running with GP2 between the legs. There's split action. Shot clock at 8. And Chua in front of Pajemski. Brandon getting around him to put it high off the window. Malafai tipping a couple times, but the Kings come away with it.
The Kings are switching everything. It's kind of bothering the Warriors a little bit. Pajemski did the right thing, just trying to take his man off the dribble.
And Chua spinning. Malafai Leon says no. Oh, man.
He's going to block.
Shot clock at 9. Nate Clifford getting all the way to the rim. Nice finish there.
So they have the respect for Malafai Leon. So Nate Clifford's like, okay, let me make a better move here. Mean crossover that worked that time.
And Cardwell just fouled Leon. And he was lean, but he could get to anything and block shots. Anthony Melton hitting the 3.
That's a plus timely 3 because the Kings have taken the lead. And you take it back to that.
And Caroline will always be remembered because of Baron Davis.
True. But it's on the wrong side of that one. Welcome to Baron Davis's poster.
Look at Chua get all the way to the rim.
He's taking a small defender in Pat Spencer.
Jefferson Chua now at 9. Kings back up 1.
Kirilenko is always annoying to play against because he had those bony elbows. You could catch one every game he played against him.
Anthony Melton couldn't quite get the angle. GP2 couldn't get the rebound. But right now, where do the Warriors find that offense? They're going to the guards and attacking downhill is Sacramento with 48 points in the paint. McDermott able to finish it off.
So the Kings just ran the Warriors split action. And Nate Clifford set a really good screen. 2 guys basically got hemmed up. And you get them cut into the basket.
The Kings have 7 road wins all year.
That's how you know the split action works. If you run it against a team that runs it the most, and it still works.
Melton with the 3. He's got 20, and this is a great sign. Have him rediscover that offense heading into the play-in.
Super timely buckets. Hayes just had his hands down for long enough to get it off.
Clifford taking turns. He and Killian Hayes attacking. Shot clock at 7. Here's Nate Clifford again. And Malafai wins that, but tipped up and in by Cardwell.
He's just working against small defenders. They're not going to keep Cardwell off the glass.
So Steph and Seth are at the scorer's table. Going to get those minutes.
coming for some clutch minutes. How about it?
That's Spencer on to Chua. Getting to his spot. Elbow jumper. Rimming out. A couple Warriors were there, and they couldn't quite grab it. Melton and Malafy. Hardwell at the logo. Just hand off to Nick Clifford. McDermott. And doing that for a dozen. Draymond and Seth come in. But he leaves Malafy Leones in the game because he's defending and playing hard, and he's rewarding that. Seth Curry hits a three.
Malafy Leones set that screen there that clipped Seth Curry's defender just enough.
But that's Steve, who was, you know, a bench rotation guy going, you know what? There's a deeper bench guy playing his rear end off. I'm going to reward that.
Coach Curry will do it. The coach is off the field. He feels like Malafy Leones is making things happen out there.
Hardwell to Chua to flip that in.
That time, it probably wasn't Malafy Leones' help, so to stay home and make it much tougher for them to pass it to your guy and for him to finish.
Draymond kicking it out to Pat Spencer for three. And off iron there.
That pass is much tougher to complete.
Killian Hayes getting that strong left hand. Putting it up, and that's a wedgie.
Oh, wedge.
So the wedgie, and you get wingspan. He and Draymond both with 7'3" wingspans.
Perfect.
Two men jump at Steph.
That's going to keep happening.
Pat Spencer on the kick out. Draymond corner three. And you've got Sacramento. Next one, the Warriors are shooting free throws. Bassi on the roll. The fake. And then had it spiked. So Cardwell saved the day.
That little pump fake at the end maybe gave Cardwell more time to get back there.
And Chua going to try to back down Steph.
Closing speed.
Finding Clifford for three. And Bassi owns the rebound.
All right, we do have a clutch game here.
For 4 minutes, Steph's minute restriction, he's able to finish this game. That's how they spaced everything out.
Split action.
Hardwell played that well. Bassi gets the roll, though. That's how you can react off of it if everybody runs with Steph.
Chua was holding on for dear life. They could have gotten him on the hold there, but Bassi wasn't surprised he got the ball. He probably expected it being in the split action with Steph. He's like, I can run this play. They probably ran that down at Santa Cruz a lot.
Yeah,
he's prepared.
Yeah, some of the same system. Exactly right. A pass inside, and Chua floats it home. Credit Sacramento for executing down the stretch here.
Someone's got to get a stop. Gain an advantage here. Kings are making it tough.
Eric Lewis has stopped it. He has a foul. Kings know something.
Well, he hasn't shot a bunch of numbers this game.
Well, it's his first miss of the season. Seth is now 7 of 8. Chua holding up top. We get McDermott. Cardwell may have traveled, but got it back out to McDermott for the open three.
That was box coverage there. 3 guys stayed up as McDermott slipped through there, and he just kept running through the other side.
Are they going to foul Seth again? Draymond, Steph for 3 to tie it. Maybe you do want to foul. Let that guy hit threes.
Warriors didn't give him a chance.
So Curry's got 17. Steph has 17. Seth has 7.
They ran the play so fast, Steph found an opening.
Killian Hayes. Back out to Nick Clifford. Going to get a running start. Clifford down the lane. A little decel and flip it up and out. Rebound Draymond.
This is wonderful preparation you're getting here.
But you're playing a meaningful game.
Now it's just execution. Take care of the ball.
Step back corner three. Got his own rebound. Finding Pajemski. Almost too much time. Sidestep three. Got it!
Huge. They didn't box out. The ball comes right back to Steph. Another guy has to commit to him. Came off of Pods. Pods is ready.
Hardwell. Setting up Killian Hayes. Missing that three. Draymond was grabbed, but you've got a foul strategy.
Feeling forward to him.
Not that foreign.
Draymond after he's 78% from the free throw line. But 69%, I mean.
You got GP2 in for defense. That one deflected away. Draymond gets it to Melton. The Warriors come up with a stop with a 5-point lead. Melton the handling with a Chua on him. Warriors use a little bit of clock up 5. Melton down the lane. Couldn't finish that layup. That was a great pass. Would have almost salted it away.
Steph set a really good back screen, but they had another defender step up and make it a tough layup.
McDermott airball three. One more bucket, one more stop. that off iron there. Kings still have time. Need 2 scores. One of them has to be a 3. Make Killian Hayes go right. Pods had read the scouting report. He did pick up a foul.
Even though Steph missed that one, you can tell his lower extremities feel pretty good. Those step backs as he gets in, might have been a little sweaty there.
It's the second. Get it in, you got to make free throws. They're doubling Melton, and he is fouled in the backcourt, but...
To the 15, Steph got a huge one there for that Pops 3 as D'Anthony Melton.
Going to win the hole or not?
D'Anthony Melton's had such a good game. You want to see him pay it off with making this free throw.
So Melton, he's got 21. Pajemski's got 20. Warriors, 5 players in double figures. Killian Hayes. And McDermott is the three-point shooter, but out front iron there. Curry with the rebound, and that'll do it. The Kings do not need to foul. The Warriors can run it out. They get win number 37. They got one more home game with the Lakers on Thursday. Now keep an eye on the rest of the Clipper-Dallas score for tonight. They know they are the 10 seed for now.